And we're back, Spartans Finest. Apologies for the bit of a delay or lag since the last video. I've had some family in town, just haven't had time to make many videos. But we'll get right into it. You see, as of today, we are up to 95th on the leaderboard, thanks to a couple of back-to-back choke point wins. We're going to start with this one right here. Went down in 8 attacks. We had last week in general was a little bit of a down week for us. We had some players leave. We'll watch SD here with a brilliant takedown. Spends just a minute just collecting just a touch of extra GBE, which he could without any detriment to his troops. Intermediate smoke point, and then transitioning to the traditional 1145 position. See 3 shocks here. And then the damage from the girls. Even an extra shock there. Yeah, save the GBE for that one. That was terrific. That was terrific. Calculated how much he would need before, with what was remaining on the core, and left himself enough GBE for that extra shock here. Azim on duality. Now, if memory serves, he left just a finger on this. Smoke walk, smoke smoke. And then 4 or 5 shocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the laser. I think he must have thought that he missed the laser. Because, yeah, that rocket just did enough there. Yeah. If that shock would have been kind of in between the rocket and laser, probably would have had that as a solo. But a very nice effort. Left it as a lame duck. Here's Smokey, who is... Seems like he's always changing accounts because he has so many. He's always going for the account that has the most power powder. Now right there, very similar thing to what SD did. If you can pick up a few extra GBE, why not? As long as it doesn't impact the rest of your attack. This is a terrific walk. Awesome placement as Javanese is usually hit from this 3 o'clock position. And then 3 shocks, I believe, or maybe just 2. 1, 2, 3, no, 3. Yeah, that was really brilliant. Really brilliant attack, Smokey. Well done there, sir. Well done. We don't need to watch that. Alright, Achilles with a solo on ballast. Clear the mines. Be coming down to a position right in front of these machine guns. We'll go double. We'll go quad. Smoke. First intermediate. Oh, does it all the way. Now watch it. You see that mine right there? I had it on 4 speed, but just note, there was one mine that escaped his initial barrage, and Achilles was able to throw an artillery right before anyone got there to walk over it. It's a very nice recovery there. goes ballast. If you saw the placement of the shocks there was one mortar at about a 330 position of the core, and threw that fourth shock to take that down. Very good awareness of where your troops are and where your shocks land. Here's Sparty taking on XL. And I think he even admitted he didn't realize until the replay that he didn't shock these machine guns right there. And that's obviously what prevented him from taking that one down. And then I simply, it's almost no need to show it, I simply barraged down duality because of Azim's good work there before. Bunch of sabotage, and then Fingers comes in with literally just a couple of artillery, and takes care of that. So nice easy one there. We'll move right into the next one, which was yesterday's choke point. Needed all 10, but it did go down. Start with Smokey on duality. And anytime, like I say guys, anytime you solo the base that has 236 force points, you're doing something right. Coming in from this side, obviously, to avoid this rocket fire, you see perfect positioning on that flare just outside of the range. And then coming in at an angle, smokes come in right when they need to. Yeah, Smokey is a brilliant tactician. And then let's even go half speed. I just want everyone to see where these shocks come in, because I believe there are 5 of them. Smoke just about to run out, and here they come. 1, 2, 3. Okay, went with double critter packs. You see the girls just doing work, getting picked off from behind a little bit, but the critters take care of all the cannons in this area and boom cannons in that area. And you can see he lost very, very little troops for where he was. How many did he lose? Like 19. That was an exceptionally well executed attack. Spartacus and Achilles coming in with a double play on Titanic, clearing the mines there at 9 o'clock. The eventual kill zone for the girls. And we're watching for the placement out wide, flaring up next to the shock launcher, and then just a little diagonal move to the kill zone right by that grappler. We'll go half speed, watching for shocks or the placement. Heal on those heavies. So shock, 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 and shock. It probably didn't have the GB for that shock blaster, and that's just kind of how it goes some days. But girls doing work. This was always going to need a second attack. Far too much, but you see there, if you look at the core, took actually more than half there. And so when he comes in to finish it off with his other account, you see there, not even half the troops were lost. We'll go quad to start. Watching for your flare points, just a slight drift, shock launcher, and then grappler position. Fires the core. Few heavies peek out there. And Work on the shocks. And that's a great example, guys. Again, you might say, oh, you know, that mortar or that shock blaster. When you remember that the core is already half gone, you're really just looking to do it. So if you don't get this, if you don't get that shock point, it can be okay if you know about the delay that the rockets have. You just kind of have to know your situation. It'd be a lot different if that was like the first attack or whatnot. And here we go with Sparty on low point. Now this low point actually ended up taking 3 attacks. And if you guys have watched these videos before, you'll know that in a 10-man, the rule is, where we try to make it solo it if you can. But if you can't, make sure that the next guy is able to finish this off. So on these rare occasions where we need to expend 3 attacks on a base, it's something we try to avoid doing, but sometimes it does just happen. Usually if we need to burn 3 on one base, then base has a tendency not to fall, because you know that obviously doesn't leave that many on other ones there. And that's just an example of that attack on low point by Sparty, who does very good attacks. You know, one errant salvo of rockets can really be detrimental. Now here was a different approach with the rockets. Yeah, they thought RZCM would be able to blaze that one down. And then this is just a straight numbers game from here on in. You know, not a conventional way of attacking that, but in the notes we thought we saw something there, and so we took that approach. It also appeared that we did have the ability to spend 3 on that one and be okay, in large part thanks to an attack like this that Bix did on complex. So a small bit of peeking by the girls, but not enough to thwart the attack. You see the path Bix took was a great example on knowing your pathway, because I know all these mines by the core would have made me nervous if I thought the girls weren't going to take the exact pathing that they did. So Bix is a real master of pathing, probably our best path walker in terms of things like complex and dioxin and Waterloo. If you know your specific flare points, the girls will walk consistently. They will take the exact path they need to. Okay, Juicers comes in here. Very easy finish for, or on low point. Takes care of those. Slight flare back. And this is just a pure easy cleanup after the work done by the previous guys. Now here's Blue Water, the base that we burned some sabs on at Sabotage. And I come in here and thinking that we knew it was gonna take 2 attacks from the get-go. So I just come in here and I'm purely trying to clear off shield generators and then work my way down, take care of as many of these mortars as possible. So my attack is simply a clearing attack. The intent is not to take the core, but to set my buddy up for the core takedown after something I've said many times in this video, is kind of the backbone to a successful 10-man. If you can't do it, make sure your buddy can. And that's just a little bit of GBE farming. Was a little bit nervous about spending that much time there, but I wanted to make sure I had at least one shock, and there it went. And I did need that GBE up there to finish it off. And then let's see, fingers comes in and does in fact finish off. Blue water. And if you guys have been following these videos, blue water has definitely been our nemesis. We have either left it standing or tried for the solo and have been unable to do it because it's really just not a base that lends itself to the solo, even if it doesn't often have a lot of force points. You see there, fingers came in at the end there and threw that shock on those 2 machine guns, which were doing a little bit of work on those Zukas back there. So nice bit of saving GBE. And then finally, Sour Diesel SD coming in on borderline to complete the victory for us. Back-to-back wins on borderline, something we haven't done in over a week, which is get the back-to-back. And to give you guys a little hint, tomorrow's video is a virtual guarantee. We've got 4 of the 6 bases down already with 4 attacks remaining, and they're the 2 light ones. So you can see we are up to 95 in just 48 days. I know that's not the quickest ever to crack the top 100. We actually cracked it yesterday when we had a position of 99th, but we are definitely moving up. We're about 3 or 4 days away from moving ahead of the reset, and so we're actually going to get like a double points allotment. So we should be up into the 17,000s once that happens. And as you know, the top 50 is somewhere in the 18s. It fluctuates now to the high 18s, but we definitely are just a couple days away. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.